Hopefully it's recording. And anyways, guys, it looks really bright. Probably because I have all those lights, or I have all the light coming in from the window and stuff. Hold on a second, God. Yeah, the lighting would be way more crispy. So, guys, what is going on? We're here on Ustream.com, and pretty much what happened last night is me and a girl I'm interested in. I almost said buddy. Me and a girl that I'm interested in. We went down to Mayport, Florida, and there's like this gully. It goes from the St. Johns River into the Atlantic Ocean. And we were actually looking at these big cruise ships that were coming in. And we were literally no more than probably like 2 feet from the water. So if we would have drove the car forward, we could have actually drove the car into the St. Johns River. We were that close. And we were out in the middle, basically nowhere. It's like either you have this tiny, tiny little beach area, and I'm still like mesmerized and kind of tripping. Not like I was smoking weed or anything or drugs. It's just I was tripping because you would see a boat, which I would think was like a ship that was further out, and then you would turn your head like this. Then instantly when you turn around, there's this big, huge ship that's cruising on by. And I'm like, where the hell did this shit come from? Because at one point, we were just talking and looking face to face, talking, and I looked out the window and I'm like, what the hell? There's this big ass boat. Where'd that come from? And yes, there's ships, but I just say boat because everybody knows what a boat is. But it was just mind blowing to see something like that just pop up out of nowhere. And I was like, damn, where'd you come from? But there was a lot of people out there, and I think it was cool just to watch. And I don't even think, because it was so dark, it was about 1 in the morning. I don't even know if this camera right here that I have, the Canon PowerShot SX50HS with its built-in flash, would have been powerful enough to get some pictures, because she was asking if we should take some pictures of these boats that were really close. They were literally so close you could see people on the boat. They were probably maybe not even a half a mile from us, and I was like, nah, I don't even think that could take, because I took pictures on my camera phone, and they're so dark, even with the flash, you couldn't see nothing. It just lit up the ground. You couldn't see anything in the water. And why I was tripping so much is because the perspective of my eye was looking, and because it's so dark, you know, when water is so dark, it looks like there's nothing there. If you have ever been to the beach or a lake or a river at night, you can't really see how far the water is deep or how far the water is across. And pretty much what happens is, it was so I guess far out, and then instantly it's like right up there. You're like, wait, how to get from there to here? So I was kind of tripping, like I put on a post on Facebook. I was kind of tripping on how big one boat was. So it's literally, I'll say this, maybe the boat when you first seen it is the size of my wallet. I'll give you perspective like this, and you're like, oh, that's not a big boat. But when because it was coming like this down, and it was going to take an L shape and go out to sea, because it was coming from Jacksonville, from the Jacksport, and you think, okay, that's not a big ship. But then the ship turns out to be like, here's what I originally said, and here's what the ship ended up being, something this big. And there's a huge difference between seeing something that looks like maybe a little houseboat to something that's like huge, like a big cruise ship. And it was just crazy to see something like that, which I've never seen something like that happen. So I guess that's because it was nighttime and my eyes didn't have the perspective of knowing how far it was out and how big it was. When it got towards me, I was tripping. Like, oh my, how'd that boat get that big in that short of time? But last night was a cool night. Like I said, I never really been out to Mayport in that little area. It's Helen Center Park or something. I'm not even sure if that's a name, but it's a little river with a gully, and then the big ships come in from Jacksonville to Mayport, and then go out to sea, and then they go out and do what they gotta do. So it is a cool thing. They do have cruise ships that are coming out of Jacksonville that go to the Bahamas. You know what's funny? I've been asked multiple times by multiple people to go on cruises with them. I've been asked to go to the Bahamas with a friend. I've been asked to go to the Bahamas with somebody else, and I've been asked to go to Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, with my brother. But I'm like, I don't even know which one to pick because they're all sounding great. If I had money to go on all 3 trips, hell yeah, I'd go. But it is what it is because I love going on cruise ships because cruise ships are basically the most relaxing thing you can think of when you go on a vacation. They're cheap. You don't even have to spend $1 bill on the cruise ship, honestly, if you didn't want it. If all you want to do is lounge out, hang out, go to the club, go to the bar, go to like a comedy show, and you don't want to spend any money on drinks or food, you don't have to. But if you want to spend if you want to get a little bit of drink on, you want to get a little bit of like candy and snacking, then that's going to cost you a little bit. But if you eat just normal food like a burger or some pasta, that's free. That's the cool thing about a cruise ship that I never knew about until people started telling me when they were going on cruises that it's free to go on a cruise. All it is basically all the food, all your amenities are free. It's basically like a luxurious resort on the water. And the one I went on was really nice. It wasn't like really wavy or shaking the boat. And my room was really nice. So I do recommend if you guys are going to travel by a cruise because it's so much cheaper to go to like the Bahamas, to Jamaica for like $600 than spend $300 or $400 for one ticket to go to one city. Then you got to buy all your food. Then you got to pay for your hotel room, your travel expenses at the island, which is pretty crazy. I never expected a cruise to be like $300 to go from Jacksonville or from like Florida area to the Bahamas, which is only 90 miles off the coast of Florida. I was like, are you shitting me? It's really that cheap? And they're like, yeah, it's that cheap. And now I want to go on a cruise. Like I said, I got offered to go on 3 different cruises, ladies and gentlemen. 3. 2 are to the Bahamas, and 1's to like the Cayman Islands and Jamaica, like I said. And one of them was offered to me by my buddy NDFX here on YouTube. And it's a cool thing that he asked if I wanted to go, and I was like, hell yeah, I want to go. That would be our first time actually physically meeting in person and vlogging and just hanging out and just shooting the shit with you guys. But that is a cool thing. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to go to Mayport last night, see those ships, and then get asked to go on a cruise. So it is what it is. I don't know if I'm going to go on that cruise or not. I haven't really made up my mind. I just got to make sure everybody's 100% real on their cruise talk because I got money and I want to spend it. I want to spend it on some traveling because I'm a big travel buff. If I ain't traveling, I'm bored. That's my life. If I'm not traveling, I'm bored. Traveling is what makes me happy. It brings me out of my comfort zone. It makes me just experience everything and stuff that I normally probably would never do if I wasn't traveling. But I think traveling to me is like the ultimate high, I guess, because I get to go see new things, see new people, experience things I never would think of. Like I was in the Bahamas. We were driving on the wrong side of the road. I guess for you people in England, we were driving on the side of the road that you guys drive on because the Bahamas are still owned by England, and they follow the same rules that England follows. Like you drive on the right side of the road instead of like what we do. So it was kind of trippy to drive being on the other side of the road. But the Bahamas is a cool place, but I'd rather actually experience other places outside of the Caribbean islands and go overseas and see England, Japan, all sorts of things. But it is what it is, guys. I'm just, like I said, I'm a traveler at heart. I don't even care if I did like a road trip. The one thing I want to see in this country that I haven't seen yet is like Yellowstone National Park and stuff like that. It's just there's waterfalls and other stuff. I've seen all the major cities from Chicago to Philadelphia, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, Clearwater, Florida. I've seen Las Vegas, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Sacramento. Yeah, I said Las Vegas, Reno, Phoenix, Arizona, Nashville, Tennessee, Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia. I've seen all those places, so it's, to me, seeing the same shit over and over gets boring. I'd rather go see something that I had never seen before, because I experienced twice the Grand Canyon, and the Grand Canyon is one of the most amazing things to see in person. It's not something you would normally expect to be that big, that wide. And yes, it's just a big ass hole in the ground, but when you see it in person, it brings a different perspective to, like, holy shit, that's what you're looking at. And yes, guys, it was one of those times where I didn't have a camera and I tripped out. I was like, damn, I need a camera, but I didn't have any camera besides a little camera phone. And camera phones ain't going to really give you the perspective that you deserve by looking at it. And even if I had a camera like I was showing you earlier, like this camera, I don't even know if the quality would be good enough to really replicate what you're seeing in person, because sometimes you really want to get a nice camera that takes really high quality video, but I didn't have a tripod or anything to make a video that looked really popping. So it is what it is. I enjoyed it. Would I go back? Yeah, I would go back. And next time I go back, I would take more video and more photos. Because last time I took shitty video and shitty pictures on like an old school like BlackBerry cell phone that had horrible quality video. So I never saved those videos, and I never uploaded them from my trip that I went out to California in 2011, because there was really nothing there to really vlog. And back then in 2011, I was still kind of shy and timid when it came to vlogging. When people would be around, I would hide the camera and be like, I'm vlogging, there's people around. And now I don't really care. It's like, whatever. Because right now, if someone came walking in my room and I was still talking to you guys, I wouldn't be like, no, I gotta turn the camera off because I'm nervous. But it is, like I said, what it is. And so, guys, ask me some questions in the comment section below, and I'll definitely answer them in episode 2 of Shooting the Shit podcast. So, as always, remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll definitely talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. So, guys,